Hello, it's Philip Taylor from Richmond Green Chambers speaking, and I'm looking today at a book from OUP, the Oxford University Press. This is a new edition. It's called Blackstone's Magistrates Court Handbook for 2011 by Andrew Keogh. We reviewed the book before, and it's very much an aide-memoire book which you need with you when you go to the magistrates' courts. You can see the way that the book is actually structured. For instance, that's remand hearings. You've got a standard detail concerning the way in which the matters are dealt with and the relevant legislation. At the back you've got a very useful detailed index, and I for one find this an extremely useful aide-memoire. There are a lot of cases of course at the front. It's a very useful aide-memoire. Now there's a flicker review which Elizabeth, my wife, and I have written. And we've given it the title, Totally and Truly, the Indispensable Guide for Practitioners in the Magistrates' Courts. And that is exactly what it is. When you get a brief coming in quite late, not very much information, this is the sort of thing you need, because quite often you may forget or may not quite just be up to speed with some aspects of what's going on. And there's always a clever clogs of a clerk somewhere who's going to possibly, running the court, tell you your fortune in life if you don't get it right. So once again we say OUP have excelled themselves in producing this latest Magistrates Court Handbook for 2011. And as I say, if you are a busy court advocate dealing more often than not with matters which frequently crop up at short notice, usually legally aided, for the moment anyway, and which require a quick-witted response, the help you need is instantly to hand with this handbook, particularly in its familiar sort of pocket or handbag-sized format. Nice little cover as well, complete with the protective plastic cover for convenience and durability, and in case of course it rains. This new edition for 2011 provides extensive coverages of offences, sentencing, procedure and issues pertaining to evidence, ID evidence in particular, or as one solicitor put it, virtually every area of law and procedure you may encounter in the magistrates' court, and that in fact is exactly what it's aimed to do. Usefully, the contents include cross-referencing to the main work, Blackstone's Criminal Practice 2011, plus expanded coverage of defence costs. You can see Blackstone up there with the new light blue cover. What we've got here though is of course appendices which deal with some of the useful details concerning things like maximum sentences, fixed penalties and so on, and quite often I certainly don't know the actual ins and outs and details of some of the stuff. You've got it there at your fingertips. Also covered are the rehabilitation of offenders and breach of prison licence matters, and there's a section on the return of driving licence to licence holders. Navigation tools for the handbook include bullet pointing, headings and subheadings, frequently highlighted key points, shaded areas, tables, flowcharts and clearly presented icons to aid comprehension and ease of use, plus of course the extensive table of cases I showed, legislation, secondary legislation and so on. Also included are 6 appendices, and appendices 2, reproduced by permission of the Bar Council, lists court-appointed legal representatives, which I think will be very helpful, certainly for lawyers. So there's a lot between 2 covers here, with all the information and insights you need for your busy practice conveniently laid out in one compact volume. Once again, I'm very grateful to OUP for taking the Blackstone mantle on, and as stated by Andrew Keogh's preface, the law is cited as at the 31st of March 2010, although of course changes anticipated in April 2010 have been included wherever it's sensible to do so. Yes, this is totally and truly an indispensable guide for those of us who use the courts in 2011. I wouldn't be without it, because you never know when you're going to need it. So thank you to OUP and Andrew Keogh and Blackstone's. Bye bye.